Hello. How's it going, guys and gals? So I just want to say before I do this review, the storyline is very complex, so if I don't do any justice to explaining it, or I skip some things, or I don't want to say anything, don't hold me to it. It's just because I can't do it. So anyways, with that being said, this is my review, my thoughts on Tales of the Abyss for the Nintendo 3DS. Now, Tales of the Abyss is a part of the Tales series, of course, a very popular RPG series that Bandai Namco really needs to get off their ass and start bringing more towards Americans. And this game in particular is I don't know if there's a glare. This game in particular is a port of the 2006 PlayStation 2 game. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people really liked it, but I don't know if it was an under-the-radar title or what. But in any case, this is the second... this is basically their redemption or whatever, I guess. Their second chance at bringing it to an audience. And luckily for them, this game came across me, somebody that is just getting back into JRPGs, and I have never played the Tales games ever, and I have to say this is a fantastic game. If you're trying to get into JRPGs or whatever, this is a very simple and easy to play game, and the storyline's pretty complex, but it's not confusing obviously if you're playing it for long hours and whatnot. It's got a great story and a great cast of characters, and the voice acting in the game is phenomenal because the whole game is pretty much voice acted except for some stuff. So let's get right into it. So, basically, you're playing this character, Luke von Fabra, and you're in this world of Aldrant. And basically, you have two countries. You have Kimlaska and you have Malkuth. And Luke is basically like the heir to the throne of Kimlaska. And what's going on is that throughout this world, they believe in this concept called the score, which is essentially these written messages on stones around the world that were written by this religious figure known as Yulia. And basically the score tells you what your future's gonna, have, what kind of path you should follow, that kind of thing. But while this is going on, they have found the seventh phonon, and in the game, phonons are essentially this elemental spiritual kind of energy that you use. All your attacks are different phonons, like a fire attack, earth attack, water, etc. But yeah, they found the sound one. So while this is going on, then you have the villain who's trying to spread this really stretched, messed up version of the religion or whatnot. Kind of. He's not really spreading religion so much as he's trying to completely just jump ship and say, screw everything. I'm redoing the entire world. That kind of thing. So you have the villain, you have this phonon thing, you have the religion going on, you have a war, and then you have your main character's identity crisis. Because Luke is a brat. He is enclosed in his royal area, whatever it's considered. It's almost like it's a manor, and he doesn't know anything about the outside world. He lost his memory of his childhood, a big old plot thing right there, and there's just so much going on, and something happens which causes him to go to the other country, basically Malkuth, and all this crap unfolds, all this stuff starts happening, and Luke basically has to kind of find himself, so to speak, and there is a lot going on, a lot of science fiction undertones, I will say, basically, without spoiling anything. And it's just crazy. It's just total chaos. There is just so much going on at once, and it's overwhelming at times, but it's phenomenal at the same time. It's like you're playing through some sort of a movie or something. Then again, I get tackled every time I make some kind of like a whatchamacallit, like when I'm basically saying something is like another thing. I'm probably gonna get reamed for when I talk about the combat. But anyways, we're going to get right back on track here. So, in the game, you have different party members. They're all different roles. They all have different abilities. You could spec gems that you find, or chambers they're called, and increase the attacks. Basically, when you're on a field, you see the monsters beforehand, and you don't have to basically attack them if you don't want to, but you could avoid them. You could do whatever you want, basically. You could see them right away. And the combat is really cool because it's free movement. You could do whatever you want. You could build combos. There's these things around your feet that are essentially the color of your Phonon's abilities, and you can unlock and find new abilities. So, like, for instance, Luke has, I believe, an Earth ability called Fang Blade, which is essentially like a sword uppercut. If you step into an Earth, a green circle, he'll do like a lightning blade super move thing. There's a ton of them. It's really interesting to find them all and see what they do. But we got to talk about the combat for a second there, because not only is there all that going on, but every ability is very easy to do. You could just do up B, side B, down B. Gee, what does that sound like? Not going to say it, but you know what it sounds like. And yeah, so it's just a really easy and fun game to play. And the storyline is just crazy. There is just so much going on. But what's really cool is there's these things in the game called skits. Now, essentially, after every big event going on in the game, characters will open a skit up and talk to you. There's going to be some comedy ones. There's going to be some storyline ones. There's going to be character development ones. And they're great. Most of them are pretty good. Some of them are okay. But the problem with this is that you basically can't skip you can't skip text, like go at your own pace. You have to either skip the whole thing or you got to sit there and let them talk. And unfortunately, of course, the Japanese version got voice acting in their skits and we didn't. I mean, the whole game is voice acting except pretty much those. So that kind of sucks, but what are you going to do? And the 3D in this game is atrocious. It's really bad. I mean, not that you should really not buy this to play the 3D, but if you want to check it out for some scenes, I can understand why I did too, but it's really bad. It's probably the worst 3D I've ever seen, actually. But yeah, I mean, it's just really good. The story is engaging, the characters are engaging. It's a really badass villain. Lot of science fiction stuff going on that I don't want to spoil too much because I'll ruin everything. There's just so much going on. The combat's easy, it's fun. The equipment, I forgot to mention, is really easy too. You just buy your equipment or you find some stuff, but you don't always really find stuff, so you're just buying it and increasing your stats. It's very easy to understand, it's just fun. It's a very, very good story. That's really what it is. It's a very, very good story. And, yeah, I mean, that's really it. If there's something I didn't touch on, I won't be surprised. It's a very big game. This game, if you were to just do what I did and just kind of majorly do the story and enjoy it, I believe it'll take you a little over 50 hours. And if you want to do the side quests, you want to get all the hidden costumes and items and weapons and all that, I don't know what it is. It's got to be something. There's people out there that have beaten this game in 30 hours, and that's something. That's impressive as hell. It's really cool. I don't know why you would want to beat it that quick, but hey, to each their own. One thing I really want to touch on before I finish up. Namco Bandai, please, I'm begging you. You gotta start bringing over more Tales games, okay? Exilia better come here. I need to see Vesperia on the PlayStation 3. I am a new fan now. You just received me as a fan, and I want to get into this series, and I want to start playing more of these. You want a good way to make some money and get fans in? Put that famous Symphonia game that you had on the GameCube with the 2-disc that's going for like $50 right now or whatever it is. It's pretty expensive. Put that on here and I will buy it. I'm sure a lot of people will buy it. I mean, seriously, you guys know now that there's a fan base for these games. They're fantastic, and they're just really interesting games, and they're not hard to play. And that's what, I just think that's something that's good. And yeah, I mean, that's really it. If you guys want to hear some kind of a spoiler, something funny, you will have to wait. But if you basically just want to end the video, end it now. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm going to stand here and wait. And if you guys turn the video off, good. I hope you go and pick it up. But if you're sitting here and you're waiting and you're like, I might not get it, or I want to hear what you have to say, fine, so be it. I don't care. Still got a chance to turn the video off. Okay, so the first 40 hours of the game, You're going after the main villain, and you're like, yeah, here we go, this is it. And then you beat him, and you're like, yeah, and then it's like, no, and I'm like, nah. Listen, I'm cool with more bang for your buck, so I was like, all right, 10 more hours? Cool, let's do it. Again, I'm just getting back into JRPGs, so bear with me, all right? So at the end of the game, not only do you have to fight the boss once, then you beat him, then you fight him supercharged. Okay, understand. But then you fight him one more time, and all of his specials are like one-shot moves. And I was an idiot and didn't get any of my healing items. I didn't buy any or I used them. I forgot what I did, and I had to run all the way back. I had to kill a bunch of enemies just to get more levels up. And I had to go back and do it, and it was a pain in the ass. I mean, seriously, man, American games have to step up then. If they're, I've never heard of fighting the final villain of a game 4 times. I don't know, I was raging so hard. So yeah, that's just a little spoiler that I want to say without spoiling the entire game. Go check it out, go pick it up, and I hope you enjoyed this. Peace.